Before we delve into the rise of the Assyrian Empire, it's crucial to understand the historical context that set the stage for its emergence. Picture this: the ancient Near East, a cradle of civilization, is in chaos. The Bronze Age collapse, a period of rapid violent change around the 12th century BCE, has left the region fragmented and vulnerable. Once mighty kingdoms have crumbled, their palaces burnt to the ground, their rulers vanished into the annals of history. It's a time of darkness, but also a time of opportunity. Amidst the ruins, new powers are stirring, ready to seize the moment and shape a new world order. One of these powers is Assyria, a modest city-state on the banks of the Tigris River, poised to rise from the ashes and carve out an empire that would span centuries and reshape the course of history. Now, let's unfold the pages of history and step into the era of the Assyrian Empire. The rise of the Assyrian Empire is a story of persistence, strategic alliances, and military innovation. Born from the city of Ashur, nestled along the banks of the Tigris River, the Assyrian kingdom was initially just another city-state among many in ancient Mesopotamia. But the Assyrians, named after their patron deity Ashur, were driven by a divine mandate to expand their influence. Under the leadership of ambitious kings like Shamshi-Adad I and Tiglath-Pileser I, the kingdom began to grow. These rulers understood the power of strategic alliances and military innovation. They forged bonds with neighboring kingdoms, often through marriage, and improved military technologies, giving them an edge in warfare. Shamshi-Adad I, who reigned in the early 2nd millennium BCE, was one of the first to significantly expand Assyrian territory. He conquered parts of northern Mesopotamia and eastern Anatolia, creating a network of vassal states that paid tribute to Ashur. Yet it was Tiglath-Pileser I, reigning about 500 years later, who truly began to transform the kingdom into an empire. Tiglath-Pileser I was a military genius. He reorganized the Assyrian army, introducing chariots and iron weapons, and led successful campaigns that stretched the empire's reach even further. His conquests extended Assyrian influence to the Mediterranean Sea and deep into the mountains of modern-day Iran. Yet the transformation from a kingdom to an empire was not just about territorial expansion. The Assyrians also developed a sophisticated administrative system to manage their vast territories. They divided the empire into provinces, each overseen by a governor who reported directly to the king. This system allowed the Assyrians to maintain control over their expanding empire and paved the way for their future dominance. The Assyrian Empire had risen, but the peak of its power was yet to come. At its zenith, the Assyrian Empire was a force to be reckoned with. Its territories sprawled across the ancient Near East, encompassing lands from the eastern Mediterranean to western Iran. It was a colossal empire, a testament to the Assyrians' relentless pursuit of territorial expansion. The Assyrians were master strategists, their military prowess unrivaled. They were the first to incorporate iron into their weapons, making them stronger and more effective. Their army was a well-oiled machine, disciplined and relentless, employing strategies of siege warfare and psychological terror that left their enemies trembling. The Assyrians didn't just conquer, they dominated, their reputation preceding them on the battlefield. Yet, the strength of the Assyrian Empire extended beyond its military might. It was also a beacon of administrative innovation. The empire was divided into provinces, each governed by an official directly accountable to the king. This efficient system of governance allowed the empire to control its vast territories effectively. The Assyrians were also pioneers in communication, establishing a system of roads and relay stations that enabled swift transmission of messages across the empire. Culturally, the Assyrian Empire was a melting pot, its vast territories bringing together a diverse array of people and customs. Assyrian art and architecture were grand, reflecting the empire's might and wealth. The city of Nineveh, the empire's capital, was an epitome of this grandeur, boasting magnificent palaces, lush gardens, and an impressive library that held a wealth of knowledge, including the renowned Epic of Gilgamesh. At its peak, the Assyrian Empire was more than a political and military powerhouse. It was a hub of innovation and culture. It was an empire that pushed boundaries, that dared to dream bigger, to reach further. But with such immense power and influence came its own set of challenges. An empire that rose so high was bound to cast a long shadow, and in that shadow, the seeds of its downfall were being sown. However, such immense power and influence often come with its own set of challenges. Despite its military prowess and administrative efficiency, the Assyrian Empire was not immune to decline. The empire, which had once stretched from Egypt to Persia, began to crumble under the weight of its own successes. The first signs of trouble appeared from within. The empire, vast and diverse, was increasingly difficult to govern. Assyrian rulers had to contend with the challenge of keeping a multitude of different cultures and peoples under control. This led to internal strife and rebellion, as subjected peoples sought to regain their freedom. The costly efforts to suppress these revolts drained the empire's resources, weakening it from within. Meanwhile, the empire's aggressive expansion had created numerous enemies. Powerful civilizations such as the Babylonians, Medes, and Scythians, previously subdued by the Assyrians, began to see an opportunity for revenge as the empire's strength waned. These external threats began to encroach on Assyrian territory, further pressuring the strained empire. The final blow came with the catastrophic fall of Nineveh, the Assyrian capital, in 612 BCE. A coalition of Babylonians, Medes, and Scythians, among others, laid siege to the city. The Assyrians put up a fierce resistance, but after a brutal 3-month-long siege, Nineveh fell. The city was razed to the ground, its grand palaces and libraries reduced to rubble. With the fall of Nineveh, the heart of the Assyrian Empire stopped beating. In the years that followed, the remaining Assyrian territories were picked off one by their former subjects and enemies. The empire, once the most powerful in the world, was reduced to a mere memory. Yet even as the last vestiges of Assyrian power were snuffed out, the empire's influence was far from over. The Assyrians had revolutionized warfare, pioneered new methods of administration, and created stunning works of art and architecture. These innovations did not disappear with the empire. Instead, they were absorbed and adapted by the civilizations that succeeded the Assyrians, shaping the course of history long after the fall of the empire. The fall of the Assyrian Empire is a tale of hubris and downfall, but it is also a reminder of the transitory nature of power. No empire, no matter how mighty, is invincible. Yet, even in decline and defeat, an empire can leave a lasting legacy that survives long after its fall. The mighty Assyrian Empire had fallen, but its legacy would endure.